marker. Alright, Gatos. Let's continue this cat's tale. It looks like Moist Critical made a video about a charity. I suspect it's a Softgiving charity scandal. I'm curious to see what he knows, since these are his friends, his streamer friends, business partners with Starforge systems. So let's see what Papa Moist has to say.
There is another content creator focused charity scandal bubbling over like a pot of pasta right now. It's only been a matter of weeks since the last one with the Completionist and the Open Hand Foundation, with all the shenanigans that have been going on there for the last decade that got brought to light thanks to Carl Jobst Mudahar spearheading all of that. We didn't even get a refractory period. We were thrust into Season 2 immediately with yet another huge charity scandal situation in the space. And it's an organization that I'm sure all of you are at least familiar with by name.
Yes, they scammed me $50.
Buckle your seatbelt because this is about to be a wild ride. Softgiving, for a couple of years now, had been the go-to for charity fundraising streams that a lot of Twitch streamers have used. We're talking the Goliaths in the space. XQC, Hassan, OTK, the list goes on and on with people that have used Softgiving to raise money from their community for a good cause. And there was a lot of really great events that were run that used Softgiving, raised a lot of money for some amazing organizations, and it all seemed like blue skies, smooth sailing, sunshine, and rainbows. And then about a year ago, I recalled there was a bit of shit flinging in the direction of Softgiving, and I can't quite remember what it was about, because it never really blew up, but there were quite a few creators that came forward saying that they're done working with Softgiving. And I thought I remembered them shutting down, but that must have been like a Mandela effect thing, kind of like Berenstein versus Berenstain Bears, although that one is not a Mandela effect, that is a legitimate fact that there must have been some kind of multiversal collapse that...
Grogden says, Hassan made them actually give all the money except transaction fees, though it seemed. I'm interested. That's interesting. Yeah, at least I would hope that Hassan, because he preaches that people need to do more research and stuff when it comes to charities and stuff. So I would hope that that's a true statement. Hassan sources. I hope it's a true statement, but we'll see. We'll see.
Shifted our timeline, because I know for damn sure it used to be Berenstein, not Stain. So something went truly awry in the space-time continuum. We're getting down a rabbit hole already. Don't wind me up on that topic.
I will start. I will talk about that after this.
Shutting down wasn't the case. It rebranded to something called Brandfluence and is still very much alive. But anyway, there was some
I didn't realize they
rebranded a year or so ago, and it died out very quickly. It just petered out like a little wet fart. But a brand new bombshell report came out from Jacob Wolf that blew the lid wide open on Softgiving. And through the investigation, found that roughly 42% of all the money that was raised from 2020 to 2021 actually went to Softgiving instead of the charity that it was meant for. And they never prominently disclosed that to donors. That is an outrageous amount to be scraping off the top here without letting anyone know that that's the case. They're basically treating it like investments in Softgiving at that point, as opposed to actual charitable services here. It's fucking foul. Now, since it wasn't prominently displayed to donors, streamers also didn't know that either, at least from all the streamers that have now spoken about it. It seemed like they were also kept in the dark on that amount of money going to Softgiving as opposed to the money they thought they were raising for the cause that they were supporting. That is absurd. 42% is not the industry standard. As shocking as that information might be to hear, there's no reason Softgiving should be taking that much money, but they're basically just for profit. They're not actually there for the charity. They're there for the big fucking paycheck in their pocket, it seems. Allegedly. So let's strip this down to its birthday suit and weasel our way into its bare butt.
It's not even the Valve cut. True, Grogden.
Softgiving is fundamentally just a middleman in this equation. So let's say I wanted to do a fundraising stream right now for an organization that will help me get taller. It's a cutting-edge group that's looking for the most effective means in bioengineering and medicine to increase my height from 5'6" to 6 feet. So instead of having my community donate directly to that foundation, fucking pipsqueakpowerup.org or whatever, I would partner with Softgiving, have my community donate through the Softgiving campaign, and Softgiving would take that money that they donated and transfer it to that organization. They would take it and basically just be this conduit for the money to flow through to the organization that the stream is supposed to support. There's nothing in there
The Valve
that would
Cup was
justify
industry
taking
standard
42
when they
fucking
got into
percent
game
for
distribution.
that effort of taking the money here and putting it over there. You know, we're not taking Bikini Bottom and moving it over there. We are doing the simplest process ever. 42% is an outrage. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And Softgiving says that it gives you all the tools necessary to make the campaign as successful as it can be, but that's a bunch of hooey. There is nothing there that justifies that amount
of percentage
to the administration costs or whatever fees that they're trying to say they incurred from doing that process. It's just ridiculous. To really highlight the anomaly of Softgiving here, Jacob Wolf's report talks about its competitors like Tiltify and Donor Drive, which I think are two names a lot of you have also heard of. They're very popular as well. And I'm just going to read this to you.
I don't think I heard them. The process of
donation funds passing through another charity before making their way to the intended destination is unusual. In the scenario where a third party manages the funds without the charity's oversight, there's far more likelihood of misuse and profiteering, said Zach Weigall, the CEO of Charity Gamers Outreach. On those services, charities sign up and pay a monthly or annual service fee to allow influencers to set up their campaigns. As part of that process, those charities authorize Tiltify and Donor Drive to assess a pre-agreed upon administration fee after a donation has been received. The money is never held by a third party. Tiltify and Donor Drive simply connect to the charity's Stripe, PayPal, Amazon Pay, or other payment accounts and deduct the administration fee. On top of its service fees, Tiltify, for example, charges anywhere from a 3.5 to 5% fee, according to its CEO, Michael Wasserman, making the sum of fees that cut into the total donation approximately 10% for most charities. So you are looking at an astronomical difference in terms of the percentage cut that Softgiving takes as opposed to
All right, we'll see you later, Grogden.
It's night and day. No matter how you spin it, this is a smell that smells 42. Smelly. Like shit from Softgiving. A bunch of bullshit here. And we've only scratched the surface of Jacob Wolf's report. I highly recommend you check it out if you're curious about how deep this goes. Apparently, when he was trying to get some interviews and statements from Softgiving, he instead faced a lawsuit that was issued to him.
Oh.
So apparently, he was sent a letter written by the attorney representing Brandfluence, aka the new Softgiving, I guess, that demanded they don't publish this piece. But then he said, we believe in investigative journalism and our First Amendment right to freedom of press. So Jacob Wolf ended up publishing it anyway, even amidst this lawsuit that he was issued. So big W move there because I think this is important information.
That's huge. It
is always extraordinarily scummy for anyone to take advantage of others' kindness. Charity fraud and charity scams, alleged charity fraud and charity scams here, are the lowest of the low that you can possibly sink.
That is so true.
It is so exploitative and so just disgusting. Now let's take another peek behind the curtain here because Jacob Wolf just made another report here 4 days ago with the new IRS tax records. And according to this, during 2022, Softgiving raised more than $3.56 million in donations, according to the tax records filed by the Giving A Foundation, the pass-through nonprofit that Softgiving partners with. Around 1.92 million of that ultimately went to the intended charities. Nearly 1.65 million, roughly 46% of that money went to Softgiving in fundraising expenses.
Almost freaking half. That is gross. That is just gross. Ugh. That doesn't feel good. I gave them my money. I want it back.
Tax records show. Softgiving, more like not giving, 46%? That is downright dirty barnacles. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Is it even allegedly if it's public tax filings?
It's tax records,
but
yep.
Allegedly, I'll just say it to be safe anyway. They seem to have their finger on the trigger of lawsuits. They seem to like to toss those puppies out willy-nilly. So, might as well play it safe. Alleged. That's not okay. That's not good at all. Now, another thing that came out in Jacob Wolf's report is that Softgiving would also pay streamers to do charity streams.
That's gross.
That information isn't new, and it's not exclusive to Softgiving. I saw a lot of people did talk about that, and it created a bunch of buzz. But that's actually a conversation that's been had even a few years back. There are sometimes events that are run that will pay a streamer to be the face of it and raise money
Boom!
for it.
Welcome back,
And
Boom.
that's always going to leave a sour taste in people's mouths, understandably so, because if you're a streamer or a content creator that's raising money for a charitable cause, the impression is that you're doing it
You're
from a
doing it out
genuine
of your
place
heart.
of care and wanting to
You're
help, as
putting your
opposed to
own
it being
time
some
and
kind
money
of
into it.
paid brand partnership. Because it doesn't seem that sincere anymore if you're getting paid to do it. In
Yep.
that case, why are you paying the content creator? You could just take that money that you're going to pay them and put it into the
Put in
charity
charity.
itself. You know what I mean? And if the content creator really does care, they run the charity stream with you. Is how I would personally view it. I feel like doing paid charity streams is just never going to be a good look. But again, that's not something that's exclusive to Softgiving or this report. That is something that's been in the industry occasionally for a long time now, unfortunately. That's also a debate that's been had a lot over the last few years since that information became more public knowledge with
Mm-hmm.
paid charity streams. I think one of the main arguments in support of that practice was people saying that without a content creator spearheading it and like taking charge of it, it wouldn't have as many eyes, thus wouldn't raise as much money for the charity. And I get that perspective, like that makes sense,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
they
still
should be
just
on
not
board.
really a good look to get paid to do a charity stream, because
Yep.
that money that you're getting paid could very easily just go to the charity as well.
Yes.
I just feel like when it comes to
It's
raising
scummy.
money
It's
for a
scummy.
good cause, it should come from a good place as opposed to like a transactional thing.
I seriously thought Asmin, S-Band, and all the OTK crew were, donating their time, their resources of, their equipment, the energy, the production value. Like, I thought they all banded together. So I felt like I was helping band together with them by opening my wallet. And nope, this cat has been just played a fool, and they are literally getting paid. I guess I am the sucker.
But that's just my personal view on it. I don't think paid charity streams are a great thing. But anyway,
That's
back to soft
gross.
giving and how much they take out of the cookie jar here. So, with all of this coming out from Jacob Wolf's report, a lot of streamers have been questioned by the communities wondering, well, how
Did you
much
get
did you
paid?
know and how do you feel about this? And from
They
everyone
won't.
that's
They're
talked
not going to
about
talk.
it loosely so far, it seems that the common sentiment is they had no idea that soft giving operated this way.
Sure.
It seems like streamers were just as surprised to learn this as everybody else, because it wasn't something that was common knowledge that soft giving was taking this much behind the scenes. I think even the streamers that may have been paid to do campaigns probably also didn't know either, because I don't think soft giving would disclose that
Copium.
internally either, because they
100%
have to
copium.
know how shitty of a thing that is, which is
Copium
why they try and
overdose.
keep it this secret.
True, Chava.
Alleged secret. So that's kind of what I think. Asmongold on stream said that they're engaged in a lawsuit with Softgiving over all of this, with this whole massive controversy and charity scandal. So I guess we'll have to wait to hear more information about how that goes and what the lawsuit will entail. But regardless, this is...
Now Conspiracy Cat is got a new conspiracy. What if there is no lawsuit and he just says that so people leave him the F alone about it? That is also a conspiracy. I mean, it's not their own problem, and also don't get mad when you get shit stained by that. That is true. They are probably getting a PR hit, and it's diminishing their brand. So I would think that they would be very angry with soft giving in the sense that they're tarnishing their brand and their character. So I would think that they could potentially be involved in a lawsuit against them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Situation where everybody loses, especially the donators who gave their hard-earned money to a cause they thought was great and definitely is a good cause for most of these fundraisers, but were absolutely fucking scammed, alleged scammed by soft giving by not properly disclosing how much money they were taking. It's a tragic thing to exploit people's kindness in that way, especially when it comes financially. You're not only just taking advantage of people's willingness to help others, you're taking their money on top of it too in this pursuit of trying to help others. It is as low as you can fucking get.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to just put this on everyone's radar here. I highly encourage you to read Jacob Wolf's report on this for a far more detailed breakdown of
Yep.
everything. I gave you like the bare bones cliff notes of all of it. It is some scummy shit. So just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I am very curious to see what other streamers will come out to talk about their experience with soft giving if they choose to, or if this is going to be something that's mainly going to be fought with lawsuits behind the scenes, which is also entirely possible. But we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.
I'm glad Papa Moist is talking about this. I'm also proud of myself for being one of the first people to talk about this. I brought this up to my gatos in my community, and most of us hadn't heard about it until I brought it up. And because they were trying to squash it. All the streamers were trying to squash it before it became a big story, and I'm glad that it became a big story. And despite being friends with a lot of these streamers, Moist, made this video. This is this just shows what a Giga Chad Moist is. Like, I would, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because those streamers are his business partners. That, and he's willing to say like, bro, you guys worked with a shitty company, like. Papa Moist. I wish I was as cool as that guy, but yeah, I'm happy he did this. I'm glad that this is out there and in the open, and people understand that they should not be doing business with that company or that company. It's supposed to be a charity, but we all know it's for profit. Like, uh, stop saying Moist Papa. I get PTSD. uh, yeah. Once Moist makes a video, it's out. It's out. So yeah, that's the cat's meow on this, and I'm glad we got to see some larger coverage on this. So till next time, gatos, make sure to stay positive.